Well, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom and Food with clean intermittent fasting and then the Feast of the OMAD. Yep, I'm boring. It's wash, rinse, repeat. It continues to work for me, so I continue to do it. And I just am here to share the truth about consistency, if nothing else. If you're doing something the same way each day and it keeps you with the results that you are happy that you have, what is this? What is that? um, then you've got consistency, and that's what we want, right? So I'm happy to be here. I just finished my OMAD. I had today my big salad, as usual, and a bowl of this stew that I made. And what I did was I added hot a hot salsa jar, um, a jar of hot salsa to it with some, I think, diced tomatoes with garlic, oregano. You've seen it, the Hunt's can, and burger. And it turned into this great little stew. So I had that. I had a slice of the rustic bread with butter and Teddy's must-stir peanut butter. I love the stir peanut butter. A cheese stick, a Frigo cheese stick. So it was orange and yellow mozzarella string, fun, and a cara orange. It was delicious. It was filling. And so I said before the food coma set in and my nap took place, oh, it's fun being old, I said I would come in and make Friday's video. And so I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I love hearing from all of you. It continues to work. You know, so many years I tried to find, what do we call it, a food identity. I was listening to Adam Carolla, and he was talking about growing up with two parents that just didn't care about eating. And so there was never any food in the house. And so it made him go crazy because it's like he'd find himself at other people's houses around the dinner hour. So did I. You know, I would go to, like, my parents were drinkers, so they had no concept of time, much less food, and we should eat. When my mother finally did make a meal, it was great. And because I was I was so starved and such a greedy little food pig, you know, it would be gone that day, like if she made a beef stew or something like that. She did teach me how to make a great turkey with rice soup after Thanksgiving, where you use all the bones and the carcass and all that. And for that, I am grateful. But food time was really a non existent time. So I became a babysitter real early. Many of you have already heard this tale. So I could go to other people's houses and eat what they had. I'd open up the refrigerator and I would just like swoon. You think I was like a teenager looking at Elvis Presley or something, you know, on the other side of the refrigerator door. Hello, gorgeous. And and so I would just like, wow, food is love. Food is security. Food insecurity causes lots of really weird eating things in a lot of us. I don't know if they develop into food disorders because of the lack of food or the way food is treated in the family, or, you know, if you were just destined to have a food disorder, like we all get something, right? I got alcoholism, and uh, and it turned into food insecurity. So with that, you know, I would babysit for a lot of people. I loved girlfriends that had parents that would buy all this food. It was great. My girlfriend Sandy, I think I've told this story. Her father was raising her, and she had the best lunches at school. She had, like, and she was skinny. She could eat anything. I mean, talk about envious. You know, they're, half of the girls in school are envious of the cheerleaders, right? Oh, I wish I could be a cheerleader. I wish I was skinny. I wish my face didn't break out. I wish I looked like her. Her name was Sherry. She was like the head cheerleader, right? And it's like, I didn't have that. I had envy for those that had food. And so it would manifest itself for many, many, many decades. And in the last 2 decades, when I was with Greg, I would just, the food I would buy for just the two of us. And then after he died, the food I would buy for just me. It's like, hey, girlie, slow down. So I got a little crock pot. It's a 1.5 quart crock pot, and I love it. I've got some soup bones, which are really like prime rib bones with lots of meat on them. And so I slow cook them. This batch is in barbecue sauce. Sometimes I do it in better than bouillon with some carrots. I did not do the carrots today. So it just slow cooks till the meat, is right about ready to fall off the bones. It's delicious. I'll have it with my great big salad tomorrow and the other things to follow. And it will be great. I love it. But the food that I bought, initially as a widow, I was still cooking as if like I needed to get 6 meals out of something. The 4 pound pot roast, the 6 pound Corando ham, things like that. It's just crazy. So of course I have scaled down. I did get the little crock pot, and it's been perfect. Like if I make a batch of beef stew in the crock pot, I don't have to get the 2.5 pounds of like cut up beef stew meat. I can get, we have smaller sizes, so it's like 3/4 of a pound. I can add the carrots and the potatoes, or instead of potatoes, I use barley, so it's really a beef with barley. And I can make this cute little stew. Same thing with like, that's how that soup came to be. Everything fit in the crock pot. Delicious. I got many meals out of it. And also, sometimes, what were the other thing? Oh, the spaghetti sauce. So I make a batch that's like reasonable. So I'm not throwing it out because I get sick of it. And I'm not putting it in the freezer because I put so many things in the freezer, and by the time I take them out, there's so many crystals. You know how all of that goes. So it's been it's been interesting to learn how to cook for one and have a reasonable amount of leftovers left. That's how I like to cook. I like 3 meals out of something that I might cook in the crock pot, and then I kind of like get tired of it. I've got some jumbo Pete and Jerry eggs that I took out a second mortgage to get, and so I've been working on those as well. I had soft boiled eggs yesterday, and it was fun. It was different. I love soft boiled eggs, and my kids used to love it with crumbled. I'd take like a couple of slices of pumpernickel bread, and they would just eat that up. They loved it. Yesterday I had it without the bread, because I got a blueberry muffin to have with it and my salad, and it was delicious. Um, so I'm a happy camper with my smaller meals, a whole lot of less beef meals. Um, it all just continues to work out. I love my crock pot. I'm always looking for something to cook in it. Like I did get some pork, boneless pork the other day, and I cooked that with barbecue sauce too, and some Near East rice pilaf, and it was a great combo to have along with the big salad. So, you know, that's it. Call me boring, but I love my food. I'm not a well, I guess you might say I have processed foods when I have like a pizza, or um I don't really do takeout food too much, although that Chipotle ad certainly sings out to me that salad with the scoop of the beans and the guacamole and the salsa and all that. It looks delicious. If it goes by the pound, it's probably a $40 salad, which I guess doesn't surprise some people. So, nothing else much is new. Working. I work my 6 to 12 shifts. That works for me. Then I come home in the afternoon, and as you can see, I just get into the casual clothes. I'm definitely looking forward to winter being over, to having it be above 32 overnight. The gas bills have been outrageous and ridiculous in this state. Sticker shock when people open their bills for electricity and for gas heat. I know the oil heat is probably just as bad. People that have oil tanks, they just say the oil truck pulls out to fill the tank again, and they're bracing themselves for like the $1,000 pay on delivery charge. So it's been a rough winter for a lot of us, financially as well as weather. Um, I don't know if it's because I'm older or because I'm who I am, but definitely having an aversion to being cold. My hands are cold all the time. I have my handy dandy little hand warmer that I bring to work with me, and it's just I'm looking forward to spring like so many people. I probably overate out of frustration a little bit during the spring. I just feel like I've gained some weight. I'm not one to hop on the scales to see. Don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? And I figured, well, if I made it this far, um, but I don't want to take any drastic measures. I don't want to have any of those old patterns of like you've gained weight, what now, and the panic that ensues and the crazy thinking. I don't want to think like that. I just want to enjoy food, enjoy life. Just it's a new level. It's a new level of solitude, calm, peace, noise, no noise, just a nice quiet way that I'm living now. You know, I get done with work and then I come back, and it's the social. It definitely serves a purpose. It's very good for me to get out and be social at my job, have the purpose, have the paycheck, and then also come home and just recharge, regroup. It all works. And so to me, it's not broken, so I'm not going to fix it. But I will always be a foodie. Once a foodie, always a foodie. And I think that my food, my overeating or thinking I'm hungry, even if I'm not, is something that will always have to be managed. And I'm comfortable with that. I know the signs, I know what I have to do. I think that's why one meal a day has helped me so much, because it all fits into that meal. And when I'm done, I am done girly. And so that means no more till the next OMAD the next day. And it's the one place I've been successful, because I haven't, reopened the window at 8 o'clock at night because I have a craving for something that I don't need, probably, that I shouldn't have, most likely, and contains sugar. Hello. So the OMAD is great. If I have to have something that's considered a dessert, a sweet, a treat, I have it. And then when the window shuts, the window is shut. There's no more seconds of that. There's no more going back for more. There's no more, but I really wish I had an extra one of those. Done. Done. So thank you very much for being here. It's always great to know that, like, I talk to some people that can identify with me, that, have been on a food journey, that have done a lot of head work about their certain way of how they treat food, handle food, want food, avoid food. And it's just always great to get ideas and hope from their shares as well, because we're not in this alone. And although each one of us might have a little bit different version than the other person, definitely same roots, same foundation of like, I've got this and I need to handle it. And it doesn't go away from, getting older. Doesn't go away from, just getting older and having, different foods and going without things and then adding new things and avoiding a lot of the things. I know my crypto foods, and they've changed over the years. I know what it used to be, and I know what it has been recently. And so I just have to avoid it. If that means driving by that place that just opened up for the season, that's what I have to do. But there will be times where I will pull in and I will partake, and that's okay too. So, anyway, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great week. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, with my clean intermittent fasting, which means just black coffee and plain water, and then the OMAD, one meal a day. It's in this little capsule here. It begins here and it ends here, and there's no reopening it. That window doesn't go open again. It's when it's shut, it's shut. Thank you very much for being here. I love you all. Bye bye for now.